show it. It's just that easy.
We've been talking about Colorado's first Veterans Trauma Court. It officially opened in Colorado Springs last week. John Hazlehurst with the Colorado Springs Business Journal is here to talk more about it. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Kimberly.
Now, the Business Journal, along with us here at Fox 21, of course, have been following this new court. It's been in the works for a while. Let's go over exactly what it is. It's for war veterans who commit non-violent crimes, and I guess the punishment will differ from other types of offenses.
Well, it's, you know, there are a whole spectrum of crimes that would be involved. Property crimes, non-serious violence, sort of erupting in rage, but not directed at anybody, but being disruptive. You know, this is not directed at people who commit crimes with weapons or who engage in serious violence, but for returning veterans with perhaps PTSD who really are having a very difficult time adapting to civilian life after their experiences in Afghan, Iran, Iraq.
Yeah, and really this is really to kind of tackle their psychological problems, because there are certain requirements when they go through this court in order to hopefully get them the help they need to overcome this and reoffend.
Well, that's certainly true, and I think what they're looking at is taking people who have just sort of been dumped in civilian life, who are still profoundly traumatized by their years in the Middle East, and enabling them to re-entry without immediately entering into the court system for a fairly minor kind of thing, let's say being involved in some pushing, shoving kind of fight outside of Bombay, you know, getting into an argument at a supermarket, these kinds of things which are seen as possibly trigger events for much worse things.
Not everyone's in support of this, though, concept.
Well, I think Connie Brechtenbach at TESSA, which is, of course, the organization devoted to preventing and dealing with domestic violence in Colorado Springs, was concerned because she was not consulted. She has long been an advocate of a family court that would do pretty much these things for everybody. And so she was quoted as saying that she was a little dismayed that funding for this suddenly appeared where there was no funding for the other court. And she believes that violence is violence, and that many people who are victims of family violence may have PTSD, and that PTSD is not an excuse.
Now, other states have similar courts. So have they been successful?
You know, I believe that they have been successful. I don't think that there have been these kinds of explosive situations where someone is released and goes out and immediately becomes a mass murderer. Clearly, this court is not a revolving door. It's not a, gee, here's your get-out-of-jail-free card, and here's yet another and yet another.
All right. Well, you can read more about this in the current issue of the Journal. John Hazlehurst, thanks so much.